Right.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Lady Layer. Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday, y'all. Who up on here?
Right. We are live, you guys, today.
Come
So
into the room.
come into the room. So if you hear us talking to people, it's because people actually joined the live today.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're gonna jump right on in. You guys, this week we watched both Love and Hip Hop, but Love and Hip Hop Atlanta wasn't talking about nothing
At all.
but Carly, and we don't need to talk about that. So let's talk about Love and Hip Hop Miami. So what happened?
So Love and Hip Hop Miami was definitely
what's her name? Black China Angela White had her
sobriety party.
Yes,
so I appreciate her because she said she went over and she talked to homegirl, future baby mama, and she heard her out, and then she said, "Girl, I'm gonna be about my business. I don't got time for the drama. I don't do drama."
Right.
And I appreciate that.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, she was like, "No, this is not necessary." She had Angela has definitely turned a new leaf. I don't know about her and that man.
Yeah, I don't know how long they're so different, and they don't have the same goals. Yeah,
I think when they probably were in their love bubble, he was probably on the same wavelength as her. But it seems like, now they're on this show. Everybody wants to work with him. He's getting back popping. Not saying he ever fell off. I don't really know the man business, but it seemed like he getting put back on the scene, and his lifestyle is gonna look a little different than how the life they lived in LA was. And so with that and where the journey that she's taking, I don't really know.
But I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her for sticking to what she was doing, like being close to God, her sobriety, all of that stuff. Because I don't know if you saw, but Alexis Sky posted that her little Christian journey was for a man. She was doing it because she wanted a man to be with her, and now the man ain't with her no more. And she coming out saying that was why she did it. Like, I hope she actually got something from it, and like she actually really did like end up falling in love with God and like appreciating God, but that's crazy. I mean, I guess everybody got to find their way to him somehow, and that was just her way. But hopefully, like, she'll stick with like the boundaries and like the morals and stuff that she developed through that process.
Yeah, I think it's good that she confessed to it too, because if you did do something like that, that's something that I wouldn't want that weight on me walking around. Like, I would have to release that too.
Yeah.
Like, don't play with God like that, please.
Right. Don't ever. He probably put hella conviction on her heart. Like, girl, go on and admit it.
Yeah, she was like, I need to go on and lay this down. But so we get to the sobriety party, and I guess what's her name? Amara is supposed to be coming. Princess comes, and Brooke. And so Brooke is talking to Amara about she needs to talk to Princess, and they need to kind of like squash their beef. Brooke is supposed to be friends with the both of them, but she shows up to the party with Amara, and Princess feels some type of way because she's like, I heard you was laughing when we was fighting. You pulling up with this girl, you supposed to be my friend too. And then when I sat down with you and your husband, like, you made a fool out of me. Like, you was lit and doing the most with my husband and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So Princess feels some type of way about everybody.
Right. So I get it, but like, the whole being upset about the Ray J thing, like, girl, you don't even like him like that. Like,
and he's a joke. Right. I don't even understand why he was I didn't know if we were supposed to be taking him serious or not, because he's such a joke. Like, I'm like, girl, I feel like at this point, her and Ray J is playing in our face. Like, they've been doing this back and forth for years. We're going to get a divorce. We're not going to get a divorce. Why are you mad at him I could see why she could be mad at Amara for linking up with him because she's supposed to be her friend. But why are you mad at Ray J? Because you already know how he is.
Right. But then even like the Amara thing, like, she didn't even give her like a chance to explain what happened. Like, granted, Amara definitely could have handled it a different way, but like, the reason why she went and spoke to Ray J was on some business stuff. Like, it's her friend's husband. Like, I wouldn't, like, I don't know. I just wouldn't take it there. I mean, and your husband is messy. Like, I wouldn't believe him when he's saying about, like, I would have gave my friend the benefit of the doubt, especially in the situation that they're in. Like, you in a situation with him cheating and not being honest and all of this stuff, and then you take his word over your friend who has not been disloyal to you this whole time. Like, I don't know.
I think she probably felt like her disloyalty was meeting up with him without talking to her first. I feel like that's really the only part of it to me that she did wrong, aside from inviting her to her home. That was wrong too. But like, as far as like having the business meeting with him, I feel like the only thing she did wrong was not inform Princess first. Because
the inviting. Go ahead. Sorry.
She knows how toxic their relationship is, and this is supposed to be your friend, and you know your friend, and you know Ray J be playing all day. Now I get why Amara wanted to meet with him because he'd be making money,
right? Like, and then too, the inviting him to her house was a reaction to Princess slapping her. That was petty, taking over herself. Like,
oh, I thought it was all the same day because I thought I thought they had went to go. I misunderstood then because I thought when they went to go dance, she had to go home for whatever reason, and they went back to her house to finish up the meeting.
They had the meeting.
Slapped him.
Yeah, they had the meeting. They went to do the bachata thing. Then she went and talked to Princess and told Princess what happened. Princess was pissed. Then Princess slaps her or whatever at what's her name's party. So then Ray J meets her at the emergency room and takes care of her nail.
We went back to her house at the emergency room.
Yeah, and that's why. Yeah, that's when that whole thing happened. So that was like a retaliatory
revenge.
Yeah,
because she said it. She was like, I don't know if I should be whatever or revengeful and just F the out of you.
Right. I don't know if I should sue her or F the F out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I do Amara, I do think she is a little homewrecker. Like she gives
she said she was. No.
Yeah, like I wouldn't trust her.
She was knowingly in a relationship with a married man and had kids by him. I mean, what else could she be?
Right. And it's like for you to even say this type of stuff out of your mouth about your friend's husband, not even her ex-husband yet, her husband, and then also you hanging out with Flo's husband, it's just like, okay, girl.
Yeah.
There's so many other men.
For me, because I would know that was the person that I'm calling friend's character, that would never be my friend in the first place. They would not have access to me in a way that my husband could call them for a business meeting or whatever. Like,
no, absolutely not.
I wouldn't be playing those type of games. Like, you've already shown me your character. Like, I don't need to open the door for you and make it easy. Like,
No, not at all. And that's why I'm like, Princess, she may go about stuff sideways, but she ain't wrong. Now, her and Amara, they get into it or whatever. Well, not really. They don't really get into it that bad. Like, they're just exchanging words, and Princess talk about her wig. The wig was terrible. It was bad. So she came for her wig, and then they had their little whatever, and then she left. No, then what's her name comes in with the shirt talking about Amara being a homewrecker. Wasn't the shirt about her being a homewrecker or something?
I think
she was a hoe or something.
Yeah.
She just be looking for a moment at the end of the day. Cause
she's like, definitely an attention. Yeah. Yeah. Amara definitely killed her. Like, girl, you that bored. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
She made herself look stupid, but she always do. Eliza is literally on the show for clout. And like nothing that she does on the show makes herself look good. Like even with her daughter, like, And then on the next episode, it's showing her like having this party where the daughter actually shows up. It's like, girl, how much did you have to pay her to make her come to this party? Because we know she don't like you.
Right. So then they introduced a new character, Pinky Doll. If you guys ever were on TikTok around that time where they was doing I think it's NPR or something where they was like, yes, whatever. That girl is on the show now, and they're talking about where she comes from and her past and like her relationship with her sister. Now, in my opinion, when the sister was rapping, I do think the sister should be on the show over her because
the sister sounded good.
The sisters sound good. Like, I'm like,
Mm.
okay, we might want to switch over to the sister.
Right.
And I think it's interesting that the sister was saying that she stole everything, the way she speaks, her look, her idea about the popcorn with the flat iron.
Mhm.
And I believe her because it wasn't like she denied it. She was just like, we both talked about it, but I actually like did it. Oh, so you did steal her idea. And she was like, it wasn't a big deal. It was a big deal because that's what set you apart from once everybody else started doing it. That's what set her apart. And she made a lot of money off that little popcorn thing. So if I was her sister, I would be pissed too because her sister is still in the strip club.
Yeah, that's crazy that you can make money off of literally anything on TikTok. What is the benefit of popping popcorn in a flat iron?
The people, I would love to know the people that pay people to watch them do stuff like that. Like, people really be paying them. Like right now, there's like these live wars. And so it'd be like people always watch Saucy Santana doing his, and they literally be on the screen like going like this, like y'all send roses, tap the screen, and people be sending all these gifts that cost money all day long. Yeah. And I'm just like, why are y'all giving these people your money? We're in a recession.
Listen, apparently it's fun, right? Yeah. How much are those little roses? Do you have to pay each, or can you get like bundles? Can you buy a bouquet?
I don't know. You know, I ain't paying nobody for nothing, so I never even looked. I definitely have not even looked, but yeah, so we'll see what they do with Pinky Doll. She's weird to me. The whole concept of who she is very strange. I'm confused about I know she comes from Montreal, Canada, but people in Canada do not talk like that. So I don't know like where she originates, where her family is from culturally. But she has very interesting dialect. So that's up here, Pop Miami. I think we can move on now to
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes, Beverly Hills.
Okay, so can we start off with, this is probably not a popular opinion, but I don't think Sutton's mama is racist. I think she just act like that to everybody who she don't really know or fool with like that. Like,
yeah, after watching this episode, I will say that we don't have enough information to determine whether she's racist or not. What I will say is that she seemed to favor Kyle over Garcelle. Like her demeanor and how she spoke to the two of them was very different from jump. Now, after their little sit down, when Garcelle was like butting in, I could see why she would be like, girl, you don't know me. Like, you don't know us. You don't know our situation. So I feel like how she responded to that question was valid. As a Southern woman, whether she's a Southern white woman or a Black woman, I feel like a Southern woman would have responded that way because it's like, girl.
And honestly, so once I found out that she was a Cancer, it also helped me understand her because I'm a Cancer. And like the way, like when Garcelle first met her, Garcelle came on strong, and as a Cancer, like that make you kind of push it back because it feel like you doing too much, and it might be come off a little fake.
Yes, the gift was it was too much.
Yeah,
even like even for me,
Kyle was more relaxed. She was gonna let her warm up to her, and which she should have, based off of what Sutton said. Like Sutton kind of made it clear that she's not really like a people person. So you just give her space.
She said, "Oh, a scarf," and she's like, "I took a long time picking out that scarf." Well, you don't even know if the lady likes scarves,
right? This is not a thoughtful gift.
Right? You don't know her. This is literally your first time meeting her. Maybe bring a flower.
Yeah.
Like, I understand coming to someone's home, you want to bring something, that's a polite thing to do, but bring a flower, bring some tea. Like, I don't know, she's old. Like, bring something like that. But
it was like an empty gift. It fell flat because, like, if you don't, like, do you know that she wears scarves? Like, what was she?
The lady had on a short set and a blouse.
Right. She is not a Beverly Hills woman, okay?
No, not at all. Like, yeah. So I could see why the lady, Sutton's mom was more turned off by Garcelle because, like you said, she came on very strong. And it would be like, why are you trying to impress me? Like, you're my daughter's friend. You're not her man. Like, why are you like all in the business? Why are you trying to impress me? Like, girl, it ain't that deep. Like,
right. And once you already like flip it, then it's hard to flip it back.
Yeah. And now she's analyzing her. She's also a therapist. So she's already probably analyzing her, like, what's up with this girl? Like,
yeah. So I don't know.
So,
it just helped me. This episode helped me to understand the mom more because last time they barely like showed her, but this episode we got a full view of her and how she is. And
it also helped me to understand Sutton a lot more.
Yeah.
Because growing up with a woman like that, who's very direct, says what she what's on her mind, and doesn't hold her tongue. That is like Garcelle said, apple tree. Like,
right. Sutton is a mini her mama.
She is her mother. And that's probably why it bothers her so much. But she's her mom in a different world. So, like, I think because somebody, like, I don't know if it was you, somebody had mentioned, like, Sutton probably, I think Garcelle said it, Sutton was probably super duper close to her dad. Because maybe her dad could possibly have been the opposite of her mom. So that she might have gotten the two worlds, like, intertwined as, like, who she is. Like, she wants love. She wants attention, which is probably what she got from her dad. But her mom doesn't have the capacity to give her that. So
she said her mom says she's not a nurturer. And that makes sense.
Yeah. And so she's longing for those things. And because her dad is not here to give him to her anymore, you know, she leans more into her mom's side, which is that, you know, stern, tell it like it is, whatever. But she's still yearning for that other portion. So I think that's why she goes so hard at Kyle, because like with her and Kyle's relationship, I feel like sometimes Kyle don't really pay her no mind. Like Kyle and Sutton
Kyle is to Sutton how Kyle was with her mom. Like, I'm gonna let you be you. I'm not about to try to dig in. I'm not about to try to change you. You are who you are, and I'm gonna choose whether or not I'm gonna accept you for who you are. Right. And I respect that. Don't be fake. Like, you know,
right. Sophie. But I think sometimes with a lot of Kyle's friends, I feel like because Dorit had the same sentiment, it's like if you get a new friend, you forget about your other friends. Because I feel like Kyle and Sutton was close, or it seemed like they was close on the show, but she doesn't really like pay attention to Sutton. Like, they don't have one-on-one dinners, like they don't really hang out like that. Like, you know, once she got with, you know, her and Dorit had their relationship, and then the other girl came, she just forgot about everybody. So I think some of Sutton's grievance about Kyle and why she be so like is because she don't really, I feel like she don't really pay her no mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so, but they spent a lot of time. I mean, basically most of that part of the episode was about the whole little RHOBH situation, but I don't know. Garcelle, I feel like she just was not, she didn't, her antennas wasn't up.
No, because she was not reading the room at all.
At all. Like, girl, don't you see this lady do not want to talk about nothing? She don't care about nothing. She's here because she was asked to be here.
Right.
And Sutton might have to give her a little check.
But the assistant didn't get it either, because he's like, we're going to have brunch. Don't you want to go change? Why do I need to go change?
Right. I got on what I got on. Did you notice, though, she wouldn't put a little earring on?
Look.
I said, oh, she put a little earring and a little lipstick on, came back down.
She was tearing him up. She like, look, you getting on my nerves at this point.
Right. Right. So
I think she just don't want to be bossed, and Sutton like to boss her around.
Yeah, because she's an older woman now, and you know, old people are stuck in their ways. They don't want nobody telling them what to do. They know they're getting older, and I think sometimes when they know there's certain things that they do need help on, it's hard for them to accept that. And Sutton is, you know, she likes to control the situation. Anything, she likes things to look a certain way, be a certain way.
Yeah.
And so, and present
She's
a certain
very
way.
Controlling.
Yeah, she is very controlling. So I don't know. We'll see if her mom come and visit her.
She said she was gonna come to the fashion show. I thought that was a big step.
Yeah.
And then when they had to talk about whether or not she was proud of Sutton, she was like, "Why would you think I'm not proud of you? Like,
because you don't say it or act like it."
Look, she needs to learn her mama. She might not say it, but I'm sure in her own little way.
How else will you know, though?
Listen, I don't know Reba like that. So, like,
I'm
it's a lot of
people general for like, because people say that stuff like you're supposed to just know. Well, how would I know if you don't tell me or you don't show me? How would I know?
So I think that she probably doesn't tell her, but I think in her way she shows her that she's proud. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know her like that. I don't know what her things are, but like, sometimes if some like they might not tell you, but they'll like brag to like their friends, like, "Oh, my daughter's doing da 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 da," like,
Yeah.
like
and then it would have to get back to you.
Yeah.
Through someone else. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you did those things still, how would I know that you're doing those things? Unless one of those people comes back and tell me, "Oh, your mom was ragging down at the coffee shop." Like, oh, so she is proud. I mean, I can get how that could happen, but it's like, is it happening?
Yeah.
Probably not, but
yeah.
So
this is the main thing. We back in BH, and Dorit and Erica and Bose go to dinner. And this just blew my mind because Bose sits at this table, and I love Bose down. Like, she my favorite character on this show. Like, I'm really watching for Bose. She sits and she says that she wants to have this baby by this man, and they ain't even told each other that they love each other yet. Granted, they could be in love and just have not said it, but I cannot see myself making a lifetime commitment with somebody that I have not verbally said I love you to.
Right. That's kind of like the same thing with like the whole like, how am I supposed to know if you don't tell me? But I think with love too is a little different because you can kind of feel when someone like loves you, like by the way they treat you, the things that they do for you, and how they handle you. But like you said, there's no way you could show me all day long and I will appreciate it. But I need to hear those
every day.
Every day. Every single day.
Right. Because if I hit you with the, "Oh, so you hate me now," that's because you ain't told me you love me. I don't know. Okay. I'm confused.
Yeah, no, there's no way I would be planning a future with a man that we never said those words to each other.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Very.
And I think Bose thinks it's weird too because she mentioned it.
Yeah.
And also, I think that she feels it, but she was like, "I'm not going to be the first one to say it."
Yeah. But I feel like because he hasn't said it, she shouldn't be having that conversation with her daughter. Like,
no. That was like, man, you skipped steps.
Right.
Like, what are you teaching? I don't know.
And you said you wasn't having no baby out of wedlock. So y'all first probably should tell each other that y'all love each other before y'all get married and have a baby. And you kind of want this to happen soon. So I forgot what his name is, but he needs to speed it up because you said you ain't gonna say it.
She did tell him that though. She told him, she was like, I don't plan on getting married out of wedlock. So
yeah, having a baby.
Having a baby out of wedlock. So
yeah,
you better get with it. Figure out what you want to do. And I know they still ain't married and stuff because I just seen her Breakfast Club interview. So
I told Kendra that she need to do like William on Girlfriends and say olive juice. And if he say I love you too, it still counts.
I feel like at this point, I would be like, so what's up?
Right.
Do you have, because some people have a complex with those words because of whatever they've been through, whatever. But I feel like that's something you should be upfront with people about. Like, I have a hard time expressing my love verbally because of X, Y, and Z. Like, as a man, and all of the things that they're planning and talking about, she's having freaking fibroid surgery to prepare her womb.
Right.
For your child. So
all these steps before I love you.
No, conversations would be had. Like, hey, we've been doing this for a while. We're planning all these things. Like, where are we? Because
and I'm literally risking my life because fibroid surgery is not just like a little tiny surgery. Like,
exactly. Yeah, I would be breaking it down. Especially, she seems like a very assertive woman, and I feel like there's a way to talk about these things without saying like, "So you love me or what?" Like, you know, it's other ways to talk about it. So I don't know. That's just very interesting to me. I would not take her as someone that would be doing all these things without that first. And for some people, the words don't mean much because there are people who say "I love you" in the first 3 days, and they don't mean that at all. They don't even know what it means.
So I feel like the "I love you" doesn't mean anything if your actions don't
add up. Exactly. And so I
So
think there are people who believe that they don't have to say it because they show it.
True. But I still need to hear it. I think that show me and tell me, please.
Show and tell, baby. Okay. It's
Right. You can't have one without the other.
Okay. I need to. You need to show. You need to tell me. I need to feel it. All of the above.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's very interesting. Okay. So what about the conversation between the girls went about like PK? Like Dorit is basically telling the girls that she talked to PK and he seemed to be speaking in a different tone, and Erica and Bose are like, okay, girl, but you still need to keep your guard up because like he could be manipulating you. Like he could be, you know, having his plan and he's just being nice to you. What do you think?
So I think that it's a necessary conversation, but I feel like the more that they keep trying to like shove it down her throat, the less she's gonna actually accept the advice.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they've had the conversation twice now. Like they should give it a little break. And then maybe in like a few weeks pick it back up. Like granted, they are telling her real stuff. Like he's only being nice to you right now because he got to get all his ducks in a row.
Right.
He don't want you to pull the trigger before he can.
Right. I agree to a certain extent. Like, I think it would be hard to not say something, but I don't think that they should like go so hard.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe mention, like, okay, well, just be careful with that because it does seem like he's trying to manipulate the situation. Because sometimes when in these case scenarios, he needs to get ahead of it. So if he starts to feel like you are at the point to where you might file or you might beat him to the punch, he might need to soften you up and like reel you in a little bit so that he can figure what he's doing on the back end. So just to open your eyes up to that and then leave it alone. Like say your piece and then leave it alone.
Right. And that's where I'm at. I feel like they've said it. So now it's time to just,
I do think it was necessary for them to say it in that moment because that conversation, she was being very naive. Like she was having the same tone as Stacy, where it was like, well, he wouldn't do that. Girl, you don't know what this man would do. He is out there living a whole other life. Like the person that you knew him as before, forget about him. He's gone.
Right.
Like this is a whole new different man. He is looking at you in a totally different way. So whatever you think you know about him,
yeah, she definitely needs to take her head out the cloud.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you wouldn't do that, girl. You don't know this man no more.
Right. Like, he is not the man you married.
No, you probably thought you would never even be in this scenario. Like that alone should let you know, like, girl, you don't know nothing. Like he don't even know. Like he's going day by day and figuring out what he wants to do. So I think she's being very naive in thinking that, he wouldn't do X, Y, and Z. Like, girl, he don't even come home to see his kids.
Right. And
and I bet she never thought that he would be like that.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. He's not the man that she married. Otherwise, they wouldn't be getting a divorce.
Exactly. So and I think that's a hard.
You need to move accordingly because that is not the same.
Hard pill to swallow, though. That's hard for people, especially your friends, to sit up and tell you something like that. Like you don't want to hear that. Like you would love to believe that you know this person better than anybody on this earth. But the truth of the matter is, he is becoming a different man.
Yeah.
And that new man doesn't want to be with you because the old man wanted to be with you.
Right. But I would be interested to know like at what period did they meet? Because he did this to his ex-wife, like they got married. I mean, they got divorced right before 10 years. Like, did he meet Dorit around that time, or like, you know how they say you lose them how you get them.
I was thinking the same thing, and I also wonder how old Dorit is, and if he is moving into a more younger space. But also PK also was vocal about he's not with her whole independence, her working all the time. He was used to her being under him. Remember when Dorit first came on the show?
Constantly doting on him.
Oh my gosh, she was his biggest fan. She got everything was about PK. Oh, PK. And now it's all about her.
Yeah.
And granted, she has, built herself up. She has her own brand and name for herself, and she should be proud of herself. But she completely switched up.
Yeah.
And if the woman that he married was this other woman who was gawking over him and, hanging on his every word and couldn't wait for him to bring the newest artist in and sit at the piano and, and host parties and, do the zhuzh, right. That may be what he loved about her.
Yeah.
And it ain't happening. She in glam all day and taking pictures.
Right. Listen, that would drive me crazy.
Right? Like, we can't be on time for nothing. Like, girl, I get it. I want to be cute too, but plan ahead.
Right.
And you're already 2 hours late and you have the nerve to do a photo shoot? Absolutely not.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So, yeah. And it seemed like he wanted to be with her all the time too. And now it's like he going to London and then I'm like, why aren't you go? I don't know. I just feel like if he has to go on business for a couple of months, why aren't you going at least once a month to visit and taking the kids?
The kids too.
Take the kid.
But that's not I feel like that's not a weekend trip. Like that they would have to take out
school. It's not. It's not a weekend trip. But I feel like I'm just thinking like if he is the breadwinner and he's going there to work. Now if he's going there on leisure and he's just hanging out, because quiet as it's kept, they talking about Mauricio, when he goes out there, he's gonna be hanging out with PK and like doing whatever. So if he goes out there on leisure, I think that's different. But if he's going there to work, and he's there for 3-4 months at a time, the kid's getting some type of break within that time period. It's spring break, it's Christmas, the kids
so like spring break, I get Christmas break, I get, but something, like
I don't know.
Like if that's going to be a long-term thing for him, she should consider homeschooling them. Like I agree that she should have made more of an effort to be in London with him, especially because she was already traumatized and afraid to be at her own home. So it wasn't really a lot keeping her here in California besides the show. Like she could have homeschooled her kids and dipped to London, where at least she knows her husband is there.
I wonder if he ever asked her to come.
Yeah. I mean, that could be it too. Maybe he didn't want to be around her. Maybe that was his escape. Because didn't he have his own show? He had like a show on Netflix where he was selling real estate in London.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. These are questions that need answers, because I'm like, there's so much more to the story. It's like we don't really get to hear PK side. And
well, that's why I said I feel like this whole drama between Kyle and Dorit is a scheme so that they don't have to talk about divorce.
That Todd set up.
And they actually,
I said a scheme that Todd set up.
Right. Wait, who is Todd?
Girl, you never get the jokes. Comment. If you guys are watching it, please tell Katrina in the comments what a scheme that Todd set up is about. Lord help her. I'll tell you later. Everybody in America knows that joke.
Yeah. I don't know.
She don't be watching black shows like that.
She don't be telling all my business.
It's from Real Housewives of Atlanta, when Aunt Bertha, Candy's mom, Bertha, was like, it was a scheme that Todd set up to come back with the bush. And that is a line that Black people say all the time when anybody says anything about a scheme. Everybody says that.
Anyway, really? I've
Moving on.
So I'm like, who's Todd?
I don't even know why I don't even know why I gave her that one. But yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I hope we do get a little bit more information about Dorit and PK saga because something ain't adding up. I just want to know. But like you said, I think she's doing everything else to distract from what's really going on.
Yeah, for sure. Her and Kyle, because we don't know nothing that's going on with Kyle and Mauricio. As far as we know, they still hopelessly in love. They just live apart. That's what she's portraying, which is we know it's not true.
I don't know that she's portraying that they're still hopelessly in love.
The way they was acting at the shooting range wasn't acting like they was upset with each other, and that's why they needed to live separately.
But I think that's just our perception. I don't think they're necessarily like portraying that. Like, I feel like that's just what we got from it. But I feel like
the only person that's mad at Mauricio is Kathy. Kyle want her man back. Kathy is
upset. Wants him back, but she's still mad. She's hurt. Like, I think when in the beginning of the season, when she, she cries about it, she's swiping her tails all hard. Like, I think she is hurt by the whole situation. She wipes her tears so hard. Like, she be like, every time she cries, she be like, I'm like, dang, girl. But yeah, I don't think I don't know. I think she does like portray that she's like hurt by the situation, but I don't know about like them like still being in love. I think he just out here trying to have a hot boy summer and hopefully he come back home. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's where they are. He just needs
a couple of hot boy summers because it's been a while. They're still not together.
Well, that's true. It's been like a year probably.
Yeah. That we, at least as far as we've known about it.
Right. All right, y'all. Are y'all watching Summer House? Because listen, I know we are, and we're gonna talk about it because we love Summer House. Y'all should watch. Listen,
yes.
If y'all watch it, even from season 1 to now, like it's so good. Like
I was like,
I didn't watch it for a long time, and then I watch it, and I was hooked. I had to
I never watched it until last year. Katrina told me about it. She's like, girl, you got to watch it. And I think I started watching from like a couple seasons back. No, I watched the current season first, and then I went back and watched a couple of the older seasons.
But that's what I did. I watched it backwards.
It's so good. But I was going to tell you, I was like, going to text you, but it was late when I was watching it. Like, girl, we need to get some Lover Boys for when we watch the next time.
We definitely should. Maybe we can find some for next episode. I think they sell them at Whole Foods. I got to see. Yeah. I know they sold them there. I don't know if they still do.
They have them at a select few, I think, at Bevmo and Total Wines and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to grab some for the next time we talk about it. But yeah. Okay, so and I love the way, like, I don't know why, but Summer House just gives the feels of like summer, of course. So I like, even though it's gloomy outside, I love like watching them. Like it just gets different like feels.
Watching them send it.
Right. So we got some new girls. What do you think of the new girls?
So I like the new girls. I don't know how the friend is gonna fit in. Like the blonde girl, she seems cool. Definitely see her having drama with tall boy, big boy. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, I forgot his name too. We gotta do better. I said I was gonna print us like cash sheets so we can like tape them up so we can know the people names.
We definitely need that. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely see them hooking up, but I just don't know how her friend is gonna fit in because, like, even when they introduced her, like Amanda was like, "Yeah, my friend such and so," and then she was like, "Oh yeah, and I brought my friend." Like it wasn't like these were.
She talked about her in the green. Amanda mentioned her in the green screen. She was like, "Yeah, and I met her through another mutual friend." She was like, "She's really quirky and like she's cool, but she's my kind of like weird, like you know."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they might fit, but I don't know. Like we have to see how they get along with Lindsay. Lindsay will be the deciding factor, but already it's gonna be drama between one of the girls and Sierra because homeboy was flirting with Sierra, which I think is weird because your best friend was dating her and all of this stuff, and you flirting with her this summer. Like
But remember, he flirted with her last summer too, in his face. They actually kissed.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think he always kind of like showed interest out in the open, but because he's always funny about things and he's always like laughing and joking, I don't think anybody took him serious. But and Sierra probably just getting her get back if she messed with him.
Right. Yeah.
So
Sierra is petty though. Like, girl, you can say hi to him. Like, she physically swatted his hand away.
Yeah, and tapped him on the chest.
Right.
You might as well have punched him in the chest. But I get it. He played her. He played with her. Like, he played with her on TV. He played with her in the tabloids and all the interviews that he doing. He playing face. I wouldn't have spoke to him either.
I get it, but like, I would not want to have an awkward summer. Like, look, let's not do this. Like, let's go have a talk. Let's have a real talk so we could get this done with tonight. I'm not having a weird summer, okay? We ain't really cool like that. Huh?
It wouldn't be weird. I just would not talk to him. Like, he could be present. He could be sitting at the table. He would be Casper to me.
Really? I just feel like that would make the vibe like weird.
No,
because everybody gets along and talks, and then you guys just don't speak. Like, that would just, I feel like it would make.
But imagine like there's 13 people at the table. I'm not talking to all 13 people. Like, I'm talking to whoever I'm sitting next to. Like, we're at a party, I'm hanging out who was in my circle. Like, if we had to go do a group activity, I wouldn't, and he had to be next to me, I wouldn't be upset. But I wouldn't go out of my way to like have conversations. I'm not cheersing you. I'm gonna cheers the person on the left of me if you're on the right. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true. But I feel like Sierra is petty. Like, if they had to do a group activity, she would.
Yeah, she'd be like, "Oh, I'm not." Yeah, no.
Yeah, she would make a big deal. Like, I don't think that you and Sierra are the same type of people.
Heck no, because I've had to be around people that like. There's not many people that I don't like and I don't speak to, like, that's living on this earth. But there was one girl that I had to work with, and we like got into it. And she completely disrespected me, and I never spoke to her like again. Like, but we had to do stuff for work. We had like our clients like had to do stuff together. We had events and stuff like that. And if I had to hand her a sheet of paper, I handed her the sheet of paper. We never had to have any conversations. And so I know how to pay people dust respectfully.
Right.
But I feel like the way he kind of played her, I don't know if I could just be cool, because especially I think because she ended up sleeping with him, right?
Yeah. But so don't get it confused. I'm not saying that they should be cool. I'm saying they can be cordial. Like, they can speak when they come in the room and that just be it. Like, I don't think that
it's very like forgiving when it comes to. I'm not tell your business.
Huh?
I said, never mind. Let me not tell your business.
Like, just be cordial. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be around people. I say hello and keep it moving.
Yeah, that's very true. You're right. It's very true.
I don't know.
No, you do. You very you could do that. That is very true. Yeah, and I feel like I could do that too with like people that I don't care about. But if I ever cared about you for real, and you hurt me in that way, like, I'm not gonna be cool with you. Yeah, like you said, not cool but cordial.
Yeah,
I think my definition of cordial is different.
If you disrespect me or like hurt me, we'll never be cool, but we could be cordial. Like, I'll say hi and keep it moving. Like, that's all I got for you is a hello and goodbye.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. We don't need to have conversations, none of that. But hi,
right. That's why I'm like, for him, I wouldn't even say hi. Like, that's why I'm like, my definition of cordial would be like, I'm not going to cuss you out every time I see you. I'm not going to make it weird for everybody else around us. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to make you uncomfortable, but I'm also not going to walk into a room and walk up to you and say hello. But
so no, I'm not walking up.
If we walk past each other in the hallway and nobody else is there, I don't need to say nothing to you.
Oh Lord,
I don't need to speak to you. But if we're ever in a case scenario we have to get in the cab together, that's fine with me. I'm not gonna be like, he can't get in the cab with me. You know, like, I could be cool. I think that's how, if I was Sierra, that's how I would probably be. But Sierra, like you said, she's petty. She's gonna make it known everybody is gonna know that
she's her mission is to make him miserable. That's what she's gonna do. And in turn, it's gonna make the people around them miserable because they have to experience it. Yeah.
But girl, okay, am I jumping the gun? Okay, so Lindsay had her speech about she pregnant, whatever. I mean, not whatever. She's pregnant. I think you could tell by her face. Like, her face was way more plump than it was last season, but I guess people would have.
It did look like she gained a little weight, but she still
would never have wore a shirt that big,
right?
So that was.
I feel like they already knew, but they just thought it was a rumor. So I feel like the announcement kind of fell flat because as soon as she sits down, Wes is like, "Yeah, I heard a rumor you were pregnant."
And Sierra was on the edge of her seat, so I think she was just waiting for it. But she took 45 minutes to talk about.
Oh, and I love Kyle because Kyle was like, "Oh, so we're going all the way back."
We're going all the way back.
Right.
And then, the other guy was like, "So when are we getting to the point here? Like, is it coming up soon? Like, what is the purpose? What are you getting at?
We got to go through your whole love life. All right."
7 years ago, Kyle said, "Oh, we're going all the way back." And she didn't care. She was gonna get her whole speech out. And what's her name is not really her friend because I would have been like, because she said she rehearsed the speech or whatever. I would have said, "Girl, you don't need to do all that."
Right. We just need to wrap it up. It's too many words.
Wrap it up in 2 minutes or less. Okay. And I got my sign ready.
And as a watcher of the show, some of the story that she was telling was not accurate. Like, I don't remember her having a boyfriend who was sleeping in other people's beds. I don't remember that story. Well, unless that happened outside of Summer House.
Yeah, maybe so. Jesse's face told it all. He was like, "I don't want to spend my summer with a pregnant woman."
Right.
Then people start doing the math. Like,
right.
Okay, so she said she met him in what month?
Right.
And they broke up in what month? And she's pregnant. She's how many months pregnant? Like, girl. She said she met him in January and her and Kyle broke up in November. The wedding was supposed to be in December. So you got with a new man a month after your supposed to be wedding, and then you got pregnant 2 months later.
Yeah, it was trifling. Hold on, I'm trying to get y'all in order.
She's like, "What is going on? Get off the phone."
No, it's somebody that's coming down the stairs, so she hears them outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why she's going nuts.
Yeah, so that timeline was very sketchy.
Yeah, for sure. She definitely immediately got pregnant after she met this guy. But she said that they met before and then they stopped dating and then they got back together. It was weird how he was like, "Hey," a year later, "Hey, you want to go get dinner?" Like, why would I want to go do that?
That's what makes me question whether or not she was still in communication with him.
Yeah. But I'm sure she's gonna try to listen, Lindsay is a master manipulator. I'm sure she's gonna try to flip it around. We will hear this summer that Carl was talking to girls all summer. He was cheating, he was doing all of this stuff, all because they're questioning the timeline for her pregnancy and how it got like that. Because you meet a man in a month and y'all already raw dogging it so much that you get pregnant.
That's why I'm like, girl. She's like, "Well, I met him 4 years ago, and y'all decided to circle the block less than a month after your wedding was supposed to be. You don't need any time to heal."
He must be a fan, because how did he know you were single? Like, what about that time period was like, you know what? It's a great time to reach out to Lindsay. Like, I know
she is a social media person, so maybe she put it on her social media. He probably was still following her.
That's true.
Saw that Kyle disappeared and he slid in them DMs. You know how men do.
I was gonna say, I know men got that little radar where they could tell when you going through some stuff or whatever, and they reach out, the "Hey, big head" thing. But child,
and she probably was putting her feelers out there. But my thing is, were you ever really into Carl? Because you didn't need any healing time before you
No.
let somebody slide up in your hot dog bun?
I think by the time they broke up, it had already been over months before. Because
Yeah.
you saw how much they fought last season. Like they was really just trying to make it to the wedding. Like the love wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They was just trying to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm like, I don't know. After calling off a wedding, I feel like you need to take some time.
Yeah.
Like
to figure out who you are, to figure out what you need, to figure out what went wrong. Like,
yes, what went wrong? I feel like you do your next partner a disservice if you don't take time to figure out what went wrong in your previous relationship before you get in a new relationship. And blaming the other person is not enough.
Yeah.
Like we all play a role in relationships. And if your relationship failed or it did not work out, you need to evaluate what role you played, what you allowed, so that you don't allow it or play those roles in your next relationship, especially when you're about to walk down the aisle.
Right. Speaking of that, if you watch Math, spoiler alert, that's another example of what it means to when you don't take no accountability for what you cause in the detriment of your relationship. Because David's wife, she don't take accountability for nothing.
Nothing.
Like, it's terrible. Like, listen, people. I don't know if y'all started watching Math, but please, this season is so good. Like, it's
good.
So
and I literally just started watching like last week. I'm trying to catch up.
It's so good.
It's good. It's good.
It's so much going on. I know. Dang, on demand.
Right. But it's really good. So y'all gotta watch so we can talk about it. I should be able to talk about it next week. I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah. It's so good. This last episode had so much going on, and like I really feel bad for the other person's husband because they didn't deserve what they got. But the fact that David's wife is still trying to play victim, even though she paid him dust up until she suspected that he actually might like somebody else, and she's making herself the victim, is crazy. It's
right.
It's nasty.
And so wrap up Summer House real quick. Carl enters the house at the very end of the episode, so we're gonna see how Carl's dynamic meshes with everything that's going on with Lindsay. Mind you, right after she told the house that she was pregnant, she announced it on Instagram, which is probably how Carl found out moments before he walks into the house
and sees a big old sonogram on the mantle.
He was struggling to even walk in the house. He's talking to the producers. They're like, are you okay? He's like, I just need to take a breather. Like, this is a lot. Da, 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 da. So if you guys are not watching Summer House, from what we just told you, y'all know y'all need to watch because the drama is going to be on 1,000.
The dramas and Kyle's, okay? Kyle will keep you watching Summer House because he is
proud of him.
He's funny.
I was proud of him for coming home on time. I was proud of him.
Right. Even though I did not need to see him get in the bed butt naked. Even if they did blur it a little bit, like
that's his thing. He does it every night. You know that.
I hate that he wakes her up though.
Did you know Love is Blind came out today?
I did see that it came out, but I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it yet either. So we're gonna watch that, right?
Yeah. Listen, I watch everything. You just tell me what we gonna talk about.
So you guys let us know in the comments if you guys are gonna be watching Love is Blind. We'll probably give y'all a little moment to watch it.
Yeah. Are you guys watching Love Island? Love Island is on Peacock. It's very good.
I can't commit to Love Island. Love Island comes every day.
Yeah, we already on episode 30.
I don't have the time. I tried, and I when she told me that it started, I said, okay, let me start watching it so that I can stay on top of it. I barely have the time to watch the shows that we watch, and Love Island gives me anxiety. I cannot. But if something happens on the show and you want to talk about it, and you could kind of tell me what happened, and I could give my opinion about the scenario, we could talk about it.
Okay.
But I just can't commit to watching it. It's overwhelming.
Well, honestly, I forget that it comes on sometimes. So most times I'm watching like a couple episodes at once. So
I said I was gonna watch The Bachelor too, and I ain't watched that.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna watch The Bachelor. I'm not gonna even pretend.
I heard that it's good, so I don't think I'm gonna do anything tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to catch up on Mavs, and maybe I'll start Love Is Blind.
Yeah, so I would like for you to finish Maps, and then you could watch Love Is Blind. So we could.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm gonna catch up on Mavs up until like where it is on the show.
Okay, good. And then, because Love Is Blind, they're not gonna even show us the good part until like a couple weeks. Like, you know how they do the little
they release
episodes.
Yeah, they release little by little. Let me see what episode I'm on Mavs. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. We will see you guys in the next one on Tuesday. So make sure you guys have your post notifications on so that you guys will be notified every time we upload a video. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Sophie wants to make an appearance.